Welcome to the Finer Things, darlings. For those new here, let me explain. This is your destination for all things high society, impeccable etiquette, and timeless sophistication. Here, we elevate every detail of life, refine it to perfection, and present it with unparalleled style. Now, everything I teach is rooted in the finer code, my philosophy for living beautifully and behaving with grace. It's where old money manners meet modern glam, where your napkin is always in the right place and your champagne is always chilled. It's not about being perfect per se, it's about being poised, polished, and just a touch unpredictable. Today's lesson, we are answering the question everyone is asking. What is the finer code? Because this is the first video of a new series. Because elegance is not just about what you wear, it's how you speak, how you move, how you treat the waiter and yourself. So take a glass of Prosecco or the champagne we talked about before, fluff your pillow, and let's begin. The noise. Every morning, a different aesthetic woman crawls out of your phone like a glamorous Greek chorus of lifestyle delusion. You know the type. Actually, you know all the types. There's the threadwife in Dior, kneading virtue and sourdough into one long, thirsty trap. The quiet luxury priestess, whispering in beige and silently judging your Amazon cart. The grand millennial, draping cabbage roses, convinced that needlepoint is a personality. Or the alpha glamazon, stilettos at 8 a.m., running 3 businesses, 2 cleanses, and one very intense brow routine. And of course, the coquette, twirling in pink perfume and chaos like Marie Antoinette with Wi-Fi. And we scroll, and we scroll, and we scroll. And we get confused. It's not inspiration. It's a sort of cabaret with affiliate codes. And you elegant soul that you are, because I know you are, watching silence, sipping maybe your San Pellegrino with the label, turn just so. Because at the end of the day, you know, it was never about the aesthetic. It's not the look. It's the life we are looking for. It's not just what appears, it's what it really is. Expanding the life. And when I say the life, I don't mean yet another carousel of avocado toast and dagger routines. You have enough already out there. I mean the life the finer code builds for you. A life where beauty surrounds you. Your home, your friendship, your work, your presence. Beauty that lifts, never drains. People that pull you up, not drag you down. The finer code empowers you. It's very, very important. It teaches you that grace that makes you content, the courage that makes you decisive, and the composure that makes you unshakable. And here's the secret. When we commit to working on ourselves seriously, and we all have to, whether from scratch or as a lifelong refinement, I always try to do that every single day of my life, we become accomplished. And when we are accomplished, we are comfortable everywhere. At a gala, at a board meeting, at a family dinner, or sipping a cappuccino alone in Milan. So do you understand that everything goes beyond where the napkin goes? It's this. Comfort brings confidence, and confidence brings serenity. And serenity, darlings, I think it's the Birkin of emotions. Everyone wants it, few own it, and knockoffs are embarrassingly obvious. Hard skills versus soft skills. So here's something no one dares say aloud. You can have 3 degrees and still never get invited back to lunch because no one, and I repeat no one, wants to watch you fence with the bread plate or the cutlery. That's tragic. Meanwhile, the woman with no degrees, maybe, but flawless poise, she commands the room before she even sits down. And that's the finer code. Of course, we prefer if you also have the degrees, but this is just to make you understand that in a world obsessed with hard skills, coding, budgeting, building empires from behind a laptop, this is the education they don't teach at college, the soft skills. And let's be clear, soft skills are not soft at all. They are diamonds, hard to fake, hard to cut, and absolutely essential. They sparkle without clinking. They shine without hashtags. They are how you disagree gracefully, glide through conflict, and still get invited back. They are essential for your private life, for your love life, and for your business life. So why genteel luxury I talk about, maybe you remember that, and the finer code. So we use a lot the word genteel luxury on this channel. Lovely, wasn't it? It was poetic, but poetry doesn't teach you which fork to pick up or when to put it down or how to behave in a certain way in a certain situation. People wanted more. They wanted rules, lists, choreography, not just lyrics. Everybody called me, sent me emails, and they asked for more. So I decided to create a code, an architecture of habits. It's not just the way, it's the how you go from someone with taste to a woman with presence. The kind who doesn't just enter a room, she rearranges the air. This is why the finer code exists, and the woman can be you. I create a metaphor for the finer code, what I call the mansion metaphor. Think of it as a grand house, its doors flung open for you to explore, and each room is one of the topics that we're going to discuss, but there's many, many more. But just to give you an idea, in one wing, let's say we have the library, where wisdom rests on every shelf, and that's your enrichment, cultural enrichment. A few steps away, the dressing room shimmers with fabrics and silhouettes, teaching the quiet discipline of style, and that's fashion and grooming. And down the hall, the dining room glitters with silver and porcelain, not just a table, but a stage, a great party, and that's what we're talking about, entertaining. And beyond, the salon hums with conversation, where wit and restraint dance together, and that's grace, poise, and interpersonal relationship. And the garden, fragrant and alive. And this reminds that elegance extends beyond ourselves. And honestly, if your hydrangeas aren't thriving, are you? I digress. These are not rooms you merely enter. They transport you, just as the finer code does. I always try to paint these pictures of places and situations so you can really feel like you're there. So yes, you learn also where the napkin goes. There is a lot of etiquette on this channel, but that's the cherry on a much deeper cake. You, your presence, your serenity, your ability to glide, not just get by. Because elegance is not a costume, it's not a performance, it's not an aesthetic, but it's a practice, and practice can be learned. The finer code isn't about following rules just because, but it's about becoming unforgettable. And that, darlings, is the reason why the finer code exists. So that's all for today. I just wanted to give you an idea on what we're going to talk about. You can see a few of my previous videos here, but I decided that I wanted to just create a channel that is more cohesive, that is really rooting into this philosophy, because there's so much noise out there. I think we have to try to give value to our own ideas, but also organize them, because when you're talking about lifestyle or you're talking about etiquette, there are so many people, and of course there are so many options for you to see. So I'm trying to tell you not just rules, but really ways to feel better, which I think is the thing we should really chase, is to feel better, comfortable, happy. Life is already difficult enough. So you can find me here on YouTube, and I also have a YouTube in Italian, because you can listen and hear it, my accent. I'm Italian. And then even though I live in Boston, and this is Noblewoods, my house. And then you can find me on Instagram and on TikTok in English. And then you can also find me on Substack. I'm going to post this week. For the first time, I have a Substack in English and I have a Substack in Italian. So I will put everything down here, so you really cannot miss me. I hope you want to connect in other situations and other social media as well, also because the content will be a little bit different. So we will have longer videos here, but we will have shorter videos, fun stuff, and essays, and also my book is coming, The Finer Code. So I will talk about that in another video, but it's in the formatting stage. So in a few months, my Finer Code book will be available. And so we can also talk about it a lot on Substack, because there will be tiers of subscription, and I can give out certainly a little bit more on Substack because it's written material. So stay with me. Until next time, stay fabulous as usual, and see you very soon.